Hey guys, this is Ecron Writer here. Welcome you to another project from OBS Studios. And I want to do this quick one-shot because I don't plan on doing anything major. But I do want to do something very special for Tinsel. A special interview for her, like the ones in F-Zero GX. So here it is, Tinsel's interview. This is something I just came up with on a whim. Recently, Tinsel has won quite a few adrenaline-pumping F-Zero races, although she couldn't have done it without the teamwork from her friends both in and out of the Elite Mobile Task Force. She was being interviewed by Mr. Zero in a green tuxedo, and she was a tad nervous as she stood before him as the cameras were centered on them in a big stage. The back wall was animated with small screens featuring a live broadcast on F-Zero TV. And Tinsel hopes that one day her friends, especially Rick Wheeler, would have the same chance. Mr. Zero casually spoke to the head camera and to the mic. From the special F-Zero GP venue, we're broadcasting an interview with the Grand Prix champion. Okay then, I'd like to ask you something. He faced her and asked Tinsel this. The series of questions were on. Congratulations on your stunning victory. She rubbed her neck as she answered. Ah, shucks. I don't win these Grand Prix very often, so that means a lot. Can you tell us why you became an F-Zero racer? It all started 13 years ago. I was fascinated before the big race and I wanted to join at the original Grand Prix. I hadn't raced again after that tragic accident in Whiteland. About a year ago, I finally had the motivation, and I couldn't be where I am now if it wasn't for my friend's support. Actually, it was Captain Falcon that motivated her the year before, in the GX Grand Prix. That's a great machine you got there. Ah, the Silver Comet, which I have a picture of. The Silver Comet. You could see the illusion as it glows across the track. I'd love to ride in that kind of machine just once in my life. What was the key to your victory? She held her heart as it warmed. As long as I have my friends, losing just isn't an option. Your rivals are howling for revenge. Ooh, I don't like the sound of that. I hope my comrades have my back on this one. A message for all your TV fans out there? If you can achieve an F-Zero race, you can make a difference. The winner of the expert class, congratulations! I couldn't have done it without the ongoing motivation from my comrades. She looked up as she was rubbing her neck and thought, I was actually thinking that Rick, Falcon, or Leon might have won. What are your plans now that you've won? To stop Black Shadow and his Dark Million organization at all costs, which is always the mission of the Elite Mobile Task Force. How will you use the 1 billion space credits in prize money? I'll donate it to charity and help the less fortunate, especially to Octamian and Leon, and whatever's left over, I'll fund the Elite Mobile Task Force. Believe me, they're gonna need it. That is quite generous of you. May I have your autograph, champ? Sure. She wrote her full name in script. It was all in a silvery glitter, and a comet was slanting to the left over her name. Her location was also in cursive below it. I'd like to present this autograph to one lucky viewer on F-Zero TV. Here's the address, pointing to the shimmering signature as well as the coordinates. Although I believe it's actually the same ones for each pilot. Listen to that crowd. Do you have anything to say to them? Always follow your dreams and make them happen, no matter what. Wish I could make mine happen, stay in the States. What's the most important requirement for a racer? Teamwork and determination. You can't possibly win if you don't have both. What do you do when you're not racing? Oh, the usual. Sometimes I write fan fiction, explore and revisit certain parts of the galaxy, or just chill or help out my friends when they need me. I also do some practice races from time to time. Why was your machine called the Silver Comet? It was a homage to Halley's Comet. I saw it once in a live broadcast when I was really young, and I stuck with it ever since. Plus, I like when things have a lot of luster. How did you and Rick become so close? Tinsel was not expecting this one. She closed her eyes and took a very deep sigh. I've met him at Red Canyon while he was chasing Samurai Goro, and I realized we were both F-Zero pilots. We have a lot in common, and I always liked competing with him. After hearing about his past, we were starting to bond over time. Our attachment just grew stronger as we understood each other, and I hope that his scars from that tragic day 150 years ago would heal. What are your dreams for the future? I hope that Rick and I will have a brighter future ahead of us, and perhaps win more F-Zero races if the time comes. I see. Thank you for the interview. That's it, everyone. We'll see you at the next Grand Prix. The setting was of course from F-Zero GX. That was the fun part after a pilot has won first in the Grand Prix. I'm not sure if this should be canon or not, and I'm not really confident on doing an interview for Rick, even though I personally think he needs one like this. I can't help it, I really like the guy. And he was in GP Legend instead of GX. About her answer on hoping for more F-Zero races, I wish for the same since there hasn't been a new game since 2004. Far too long. And perhaps the characters from GP Legend and Climax will be on there as well. This fic was pretty fun to make. I hadn't really seen Halley's Comet before. I hope I'll be able to see it if I happen to live in 2061, which I doubt. I hadn't really played the Grand Prix on Expert or Master, so the questions from that were quite a treat. Also, I'd highly encourage those who want to ask Tinsel anything, depending on what it is. I'll try and answer each one since she's my OC. I hope I'll come up with some good scenarios for ending it all, which I already did. So, this is the Ecron Writers signing out.